All right, people. You'll see I cut all the hair off. Yeah, I cut it all off. Um, so in another video, I've got a cold. Every time I come home, I get a cold, and I guess a lot of people getting sick. My trainer Bill, I talked to him. He got sick. My friend Tina's sick, and she done went to urgent care. I knew mine was coming on Tuesday. Um, I'm gonna pick up some meds here in a little bit. Right now, I'm back in the truck. The hotel's right here. I just checked out. I paid for one extra night, and I found out a little bit more about the drama of the screaming, but I'm not gonna get into that because it was just crazy as shit. Um, but I'm gonna talk about real quick, and I don't have the mic hooked up, so sorry. I'm hook it up later, but it's in this box. I tested it out in hotel room, so hopefully it works. Um, and makes it sound better. I don't know. You know, like I said, I usually hook it up through the speakers or I hit through a headset. So, well, I'm washing laundry right now. I got about 2 more loads. I'm gonna do the bedding, and then the straightening up of the truck. I'm gonna do that over at the truck stop. Y'all can see I move some stuff because the cooler sits on that end. So I moved some stuff. So everything moved in order to take the bedding off. So I'm watching all the blankets and everything today. The hotel is anywhere between $1.50 and $2 to wash. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Right now I got 2 loads going, and I'm gonna go back in there and those should go in the dryer. And then I got my sweats and stuff down here on the bin on the ground because I already checked out the hotel. And I'm gonna finish my washing. And then once I finish, um, I gotta return some movies to Redbox. Checking game real quick. So I received a call a few minutes ago. And I told y'all I normally don't answer my phone on home time. But when it comes from a certain number, it's usually my driver manager, and I like her. But I had already accepted my load for tomorrow night, so or tomorrow morning. So I figured they would just call me to give me some kind of update, which they should be able to do on the Qualcomm. But again, this I don't even normally answer my damn phone. So when I answered the phone, it's my old. So I went from a driver manager named Becca to a manager named Jody. Jody is the one who drove for about a year, and her family's been a trucker for a long time. Becca's a military person who I first got to, and she was actually put over a Whole Food account from Amazon, testing out, like doing a refrigerated dedicated account. I don't know if that didn't work or what took place, but she's no longer doing that. So then she requested me back to her fleet. So I went back over to Becca's fleet because I like Becca. I like Jody too. They're just different, but I interact with Becca a lot better. So um, I get a phone call. I see it from California. I know it's one of the numbers from Europa. So I'm figuring they're just calling me about the load because already you can't ask me to take a load. That's what they were doing. She's like, I was wondering if you could come off home time any sooner. No, I can't. I said, I'm waiting on packages. I'm doing laundry. I'm finishing up some last minute stuff and I have a load tomorrow. And that's what I'm leaving. Yes, it is. Oh, okay. Well, there's a local. No, can't do no local. You got day cab drivers. Arizona, Phoenix is the main headquarters for the company I'm with. They got a shitload of brand new day cabs they just bought. Matter of fact, they got so many day cabs, I'm wondering what's up. Because I ain't never seen those many day cabs before. They got a shitload of brand new day cabs, okay? No, I can't. You know when your day cab drivers take that long. I said, oh, she said, I got a local run. It's B&T called there. I'm like, oh, okay. All you say is local. Mm, okay. The other run I'm getting is supposed to go from here to California. Now, I don't know where this run, I didn't forgot to ask. I should have asked her where that run was going to. I actually put that on the call call. Where's this run going to? Because if local means I'm just going from here to California, if local means it was local here, picked up here, and it's going to Alabama, we can talk. But if local means going from here to California, no, no. Anyway, I'm gonna put the video up about the crazy ass DOT inspection situation. And this is the lot next door. No signs on this say no parking. It's crazy as hell. Anyway, y'all will watch it. All right, so the load picks up in Phoenix, and T calls in Phoenix. Why you bothering me? That's a day cab. Get the hell out of here with that crap. It's crazy as hell. Anyway, I'm gonna put that video up in a minute. Y'all, I'm getting ready to head back out, so hopefully I get over this. I'm gonna come back to Arizona in January, and I'm probably gonna unload everything off the truck at that point. Be about 2 more weeks on the truck. They have a tiny house show, so that actually works out real well. And then I'll get everything off the truck, get down to just my duffel bag, so that if everything goes okay, I'm leaning more back to the beef company. I had a good talk with the gentleman for the truckload, but there were some things that concern me with that conversation. Plus, he's possibly transitioning as well to a different company. I don't want to get into too much about it, but there was just things that truckload company is doing that reminded me very much of starter company stuff. And I'll talk about that because I'll talk about it in another video, but it has to do with sensors and how they can basically control your employment based on how you drive the truck. And some things I agree with, but some things I think are just nitpicky. And I don't think it's even reality on driving this big truck, dealing with traffic, dealing with people's behaviors on the road. Some of it, yeah, I can see you talking to somebody based on some of the sensors. But like the girl that was driving too close, the TV watcher girl, that indicated there was more going on. But see, you're not investigating the more that's going on. So, um, yeah, we'll talk about it in another video. Anyway, I'm gonna blend some videos together. I'll upload these in a minute, and as soon as these clothes are done, we'll get me some soup at one of my Chinese places. 2 and 2, y'all. All right, y'all. I got interrupted. So there's a trainee here. He just finished up training. Unfortunately, his trainer did not go over. Um, his trainer did not go over what the test entails. I was lucky. My trainer Bill, he actually had practice tests for me because he had written out questions that he knew were going to be on the test so that I could practice. So he gave me a chance to practice. So I only missed one, and I knew that I was going to deal with trip planning. I knew I was going to deal with Qualcomm questions. So I missed one question, and the test wasn't that hard. But English is my first language. This gentleman happens to be Egyptian, and English is his second language. And so he said, "How long you work for this company?" And I told him, I said, "This is my second time back with the company." And he said that unfortunately he's nervous about the written test. He said driving he's good at. So I kind of tried to tell him as best I could what was going to be on the test that I could remember. And I said, "Wait a minute, are you done with your training?" He says, "Yeah, I've done all my hours." I'm like, "Well, didn't your trainer go over this?" This again, people, is why I won't train for this company. Because if you're a trainer, it shouldn't just be about their miles. It should also be about making sure that trainee passes, making sure that trainee he commands the English language well enough to read the test and pass the test, the written test, and any driving questions. Because when you're driving, they might say to you, "What's that sign say over there?" And he needs to be able to command the English language well enough to do that. He was able to speak to me where I understood it, but I understood he was struggling understanding what I was saying. I don't know what his reading capability is. And again, like I said, it's not just towards Latinos, it's whatever culture. And we got people coming from the Middle East, from Egypt. He's like, and he goes, and I said, "Well, I only missed one question." "Well, it's easy for you. English is your first language." He's right. That is easier for me. But if you're going to handle this vehicle, it needs to be comfortable for you to be able to communicate written form, because we do a lot of stuff in writing out here in trucking, and verbally, so people understand you. But anyway, back. All right, so I forgot who the name is. Chuckster? Chuck something. One of the lady truckers said she was having problems hearing me with the new phone. The new phone, unfortunately, it does upload faster, but the volume, she said, was a little bit low. I can't tell the difference between the old phone and the new phone, but this gives me more memory and it uploads faster. So I ordered from Amazon a microphone that is supposed to plug into your actual phone. So this is what I got. I'll test it out and see how it works. And I got some stuff to tell you guys about my Arizona weird DOT situation that happened today while parked in a dirt lot. And we'll talk about that. And yeah, we're going to talk about that. Peace. Okay, so I hooked up the mic. I have to take the case off the phone. uh, Well, I can leave it after the end, but it's going to stretch the end. Um, so it works, but the plug's kind of big, so it sounds like the quality's better. Um, so I gotta tell you guys a quick story about what happened today. And I'm gonna see if I can blend this out because I was gonna make this in a separate video. So I went out to the truck to start trying to clean it up and get laundry together. I got part of it done, not all of it. And process I also talked to the gentleman who's supposed to be telling me about the truckload. So he had called. I was in the truck. The way the hotel sits, they have like a regular parking lot. We can park bobtails here, and then there's another hotel up here where they can park like full trucks, like the truck and trailer. And then there's a Best Western. I guess they have a lot where you can park bobtails too. They're all three right here in the same area. I went to um, clean up the truck, and I'm in that truck. Now the truck's been there since Sunday. I originally had parked on the asphalt in the parking lot, but unfortunately, when I came back, as I bobbed to the Walmart and did a couple things, when I came back, that area was taken. So there's a dirt lot, empty dirt lot. There's no signage that says no parking in that dirt lot. And then what happens is there's no sidewalk. So there's like a little curb. Most of the trucks hop and they'll park there. I've seen full truck and trailer there. So I'm sitting in my truck talking to this gentleman on the phone regarding the truckload company. And all of a sudden, I see, I can't remember because it was kind of weird. He did have an official police type vehicle. So it was either the police for this area, but that's a different color. His was white and something else. He drove around and then he came in and he drove past. He came back around because I had the curtains open so you could see I was in the truck. And he just stared at the truck for a minute. Then he parked in front of where I was parked on the dirt lot. And he proceeded to get out of his car and to walk up to the truck. Gun, badge. Now, here's the curious thing because the first thing I did, because it's just who I am, I looked to see the officer's name. So I don't know if you know this. Sometimes they'll have like a Velcro where they Velcro on their nameplate. The other time they'll have a badge, and their badge should have a number on it. And when I was talking to the person that's on, I didn't tell you this because we didn't have time to talk about it because we're talking about a bunch of other stuff. His nameplate was not there, and his badge had a black, like almost like they were going to a funeral, the black cover over the number. Okay. His vehicle was the official vehicle, and he told me he was a DOT officer. Okay. And the first thing he did, first of all, so when you see me in my truck, because my hair is short, you don't know I'm female. You think I'm a man, okay? Because you see this part and you see up and you see the short haircut like a guy because I'm losing hair. I keep it short, which I'm letting it all off tonight. The first thing he did was he says, "Does this look like a parking lot to you? You know where this is going, right?" And I looked at him and smiled. I said, "Well, hello, how are you doing?" I said, "Well, the hotel tells us that if something's out here, we can, come over here and usually park on the dirt lot." When I got here Sunday, um, some of the parking was taken up, so I parked on the dirt lot. Well, this can be a $2,500 fine for you parking and hopping a curb. You don't see a driveway here for you to drive up into this dirt lot. Therefore, you can get $2,500 by Maricopa DOT law. This told me already this guy's an asshole. One, because Maricopa is a county for Arizona. DOT is a federally mandated thing. Okay, this tells me you're a dick and you got little man syndrome. Okay, so the next thing he goes into, and he goes, he's like, "Well, is the hotel going to pay your $25 to $100 ticket?" He's just doing everything he can to try to. I said, so y'all know I'm sarcastic. I said, "That's a real good question. I have no idea." And he just looked at me. So then it went on, and he proceeded, and I still had the other person on the line, so I don't know how much the other person heard. Um, he's a YouTuber, so I don't know how much you heard. But then he asked me, he goes, and he starts giving me explanation. Then he told me about being on your phone, like holding your phone up to your ear. I said, "That's why I have the hands-free headset." My headset was on my head because I'm still on the phone with the person I was talking to. Okay. So he tells me about the phone. It's like this guy, this cop was trying to pick a fight. Okay. I think that had I been a black male, it would have been worse. Okay, because this guy came looking for something. Um, he then goes, what did he say to me? He goes, and I said, well, I said, it's strange. I said, because I've seen other trucks parked up here before in the past. I usually come here and stay when I'm in town. I didn't tell him I was from here because he never asked for my identification. I said, I usually see other trucks parked here when I'm in town. And I said, so I'm curious. I said, and I've been here for 2 or 3 nights. The police were out here due to some domestic issue the other night. I've seen them ride, and nobody said anything until today. So I said, please, I'm curious. Let me know how this is. So he goes through this Maricopa DOT, gives me some regulatory thing that I don't know if that exists or doesn't exist. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So I'm playing along with this guy, letting him think his dick is getting stroked. Because obviously you're in an egotistical short man, little dick syndrome mode with your little uniform on. Okay. So he begins to keep going it, and this dirt lot, and he's like, yeah, he says, you're only supposed to park on pavement. And I mean, just making up shit. Then he names the head of the company I work for, and I could have your truck towed, and then you'd lose your job, and such head of company. The head of the company has been not the head of the company for over a year. I'm just sitting here looking at this guy like, I said, wow. I said, you could do all that? I said, that's good to know. Okay. Well, I'm not giving you a ticket. I said, okay. Give me the ticket. I don't care. It's gonna get paid over time. I ain't worried about it. Shit. Matter of fact, we're probably gonna fight it because there's no signage up here that says we can't park here. Okay. So I didn't say anything too much. Listen to him. So then, to stroke his ego more, there was something on my Facebook page this morning about the guy had balding tires and he didn't know what to do because his company refused to fix it. And I said, you can help me with something. Obviously, since you're DOT informed and obviously well informed, more informed than I am. I said, and it's good to know this information. I said, but you can help me. I said, so I'm part of a CDO group. And I said, and the guy has balding tires. His company's refusing to replace them. I said, a lot of us were telling him just drive into a DOT station and you guys will put out a service and force the company to fix it. No, if he moves that truck, he would be the one who's in trouble. And da 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 da. It's like, this guy's awful. So I was like, okay. I said, well, that's good to know. I said, I can share that with my group. I said, well, that's really good to know. He's like, well, I'm not giving you a ticket, but you can't be here. And if leave this here, you could lose your. I said, okay. Like, I really give a damn about losing my job from this company. And like, you can give me a $2,500 ticket on private property. You didn't see us jump the curb. I turned on the curb with a cop behind me. Nobody said shit to me when I pulled in. Anyway, y'all, I'm this. That's what he saw in the truck. And he thought he was messing with a black male. That's why the name badge was gone. And he had this covered up. I couldn't see a badge number. His nameplate was not on. He wasn't an official vehicle. I don't know if he's a DOT officer. He did have a gun. He did have all the other accoutrement. He had all the suit. I don't know. When I talked to Trucker Bill and told Bill about it, Bill said, was he in an unmarked or marked car? I said, no, it was marked and it looks like an official police vehicle. It had, the big lettering on it for the police here. And I said, but my thing was, I was paying attention to him because it bothered me. He came up and Bill's like, well, I would have got his name. I was like, Bill, because Bill sometimes he gets all cocky with stuff that he would not really do because he tries to show out for his family sometimes. We're black in America. Okay. This dude, everything he did told me he was looking for a fight. And if that had been a black man, he would have done something, in my humble opinion, not good. He did not expect a black woman. And he didn't expect somebody speaking to him the same way I speak. So what I'm gonna tell y'all is be very careful when you're dealing with some of these people out here. This is Arizona. California, I would expect you to be it because sometimes it's DOT. My DOT people in California were so professional. This little butthole is sitting over here telling me about a dirt lot that has no signage of no parking. Other trucks have parked there I've seen them park there. And if you're going to do that, then you need to put signage up. There's no signage. Well, the hotel. And I said, well, since you are so well informed with this and because of your position, I'm sure that they will take that information from you. You might want to stop in there and tell them not to tell us that anymore. Oh, that's the other thing he did. So then yeah, and I said, and then why is it that I see other trucks parked here? Well, just because you see another truck do it doesn't mean you should do it. I've seen people put their gun in their mouth and pull a trigger. I don't doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. Would you do it? That was a dick. Oh my goodness. So that was my DOT officer moment today. Um, when I talked to Trucker Bill said everything he told you sounds like BS. First of all, Maricopa County does not rule DOT, and I said it's federal mandated. Yes, it is. Federal Department of Transportation. It's all under federal government guidelines. That's why when you take the test, I should be able to take that test in any place and take the same test. When I go for hazmat, doesn't matter what state I take the hazmat in, it's going to be the same hazmat requirements because it has to go through federal government. Okay, crazy as hell is what he is. Shit. Mad because he had to work the day after Christmas, saw somebody black, thought it was a black man. And if it had been a black man, I'm sorry for y'all brothers because he would have effed with you because it was obvious. The name was missing, the badge number was covered up. And I was like, this dude right here is off the chain. And just smiled. I said, well, thank you for the information. And you have a great new year. Fuck you. Shit. Um, Last night hotel drama. I think I listed that already on what took place. And yeah, today was an interesting day. Anyway, y'all, 2 and 2.